Let's take a moment to find a comfortable position to start off in. You might choose to recline in Shavasana, or you might sit in easy seat, or any other position that feels comfortable and supported for you. Once you've found a position that works this morning for you, we'll start to settle down into the support beneath us, allowing ourselves to connect a little bit more deeply with whatever is underneath, whether that's the ground or a prop. Taking a moment to notice each and every point of connection. And at each and every one of those points of connection, allow yourself to get a bit heavier, a bit more settled, and a bit more grounded. And if you'd like, you can close your eyes, and we'll take a moment to scan through the body, noticing any sensation as we move from top of the head all the way down to tips of toes. Noticing any areas where you feel tightness or tension, any areas where you feel comfort and ease. Just making note of how you feel right now before we begin. And if you do come across any of those areas of tightness, any areas where you feel like you're holding on, take a moment to consciously release and relax, softening a little bit more, settling in just a bit more deeply to the position you've chosen. When you're ready, without trying to change anything, we'll start to bring some awareness to the breath, noticing how the body feels as you inhale and exhale. Noticing what parts of the body move as you breathe. And then if you notice that your breathing is a bit shallow or short, start to draw it in a little bit more deeply and slow it down. Allow each inhale to be intentional, filling up the rib cage, filling up the belly. And allow each exhale to be intentional, softening the belly, softening the rib cage. Allowing the air to travel down the length of the spine as we inhale, and back up the length of the spine as we exhale. Taking your time to fully inhale and fully exhale. And as you start to breathe a little bit more deeply, notice how that feels for you. Let's find a rhythm of breath that's comfortable and sustainable. So if you feel like you're breathing too deeply, let that relax a little bit. And continuing with slow, steady breathing. Focusing on drawing the air deep, but not necessarily bringing in more air than you usually would. And as we find that comfortable rhythm of breath, let's start to invite some small movements back into fingers and toes. Maybe starting to circle wrists and ankles. Perhaps turning the head from side to side. We'll bring everything back to stillness. And if you're not there already, we'll make our way down onto our backs on our mats. Taking your time, if you're moving from a seated position, allowing yourself to make each little movement its own shape. And then once you reach the ground, drawing knees in towards the chest, we'll rock gently from side to side, massaging the low back. Noticing the transfer of weight across the ground as we shift from side to side. And let's release the arms out into a T shape. We'll allow the knees to come all the way down on the left side of the body. Anchoring down through the right shoulder, maybe looking over towards the right side of the room. Let those knees be really heavy. You can support them if you want by placing a cushion or a book or between them. And we'll take just 4 deep breaths here. Feeling your rib cage expanding on the inhale and softening on the exhale. And whenever you finished your 4 deep breaths, we'll bring everything all the way back up to center. Pause for a moment there. And then on an exhale, let the knees drift all the way over to the right side. Anchoring down through the left shoulder, maybe looking over towards the left. Twisting the upper body open towards the ceiling. And again, here we'll pause for 4 slow breaths. Drawing the air all the way in. And releasing all the way out. And when you're ready, bringing those knees all the way back up to center. Place the feet down onto the ground about hip distance apart. We'll extend the arms down alongside the body. So the fingertips reach towards the heels. Toes are pointing straight forward. And ankles, knees, and hips are all in one long line. So the legs are parallel. We'll press down through the bottoms of the feet and the palms of the hands. Take a nice deep breath in, and on the exhale, press down into the feet and hands and lift the hips up towards the ceiling, coming into a low bridge. We'll pause here for a couple of breaths. Start to notice the muscles in the legs becoming a little bit more active. Keep the breath flowing smooth and steady, looking down, maybe seeing your belly rise and fall. And if you don't feel a lot of activity through the legs, imagine without actually moving them that you're drawing your heels back towards your upper body. There's a little bit more engagement there through the hamstrings, through the glutes. Continue to reach your fingertips towards your heels and press those palms down into the ground. If this already feels like a good challenge, you can stay where you are. If you'd like to make it a little bit more difficult, you can lift one foot up towards the ceiling, keeping the hips level and flexing at the ankle, pressing the heels straight up, taking 1 or 2 breaths. And then we'll release and switch sides, taking your time to level out the hips and then extending the other foot up towards the ceiling again, straightening as much as comfortable, pressing the heel up, pressing the hips up. And then we'll lower all the way back down. Let's take the hips back down onto the ground and we'll cross the right ankle over the left thigh. We'll flex at the right ankle so toes draw back towards the shin, and we'll press the right knee away from the body. Staying here, or if you're not quite feeling anything in your outer right hip yet, you can lift your left foot off the mat, thread your right hand in between your legs and wrap both hands around the back of the left hamstrings. Allow your chin to tuck down towards your chest, so the back of the neck is long, and let the shoulders stay heavy on the ground. We'll continue to move the right knee away from the body and the left knee in nice and close, just a little bit at a time. Focusing on your breathing. And let's release that side. We'll place the left foot back down, right foot down beside it, and we'll switch. Crossing the left ankle over the right thigh, flexing the left ankle, and then pressing the left knee away from the body. You can choose to stay here, really checking in, noticing how you feel, because one side might be different from the other. If you feel you need to move deeper, you can lift your right foot off the floor, thread your left hand in between your legs, and wrap both hands around the back of the right hamstring. And breathe slowly in and out. And releasing that side, we'll place the right foot down, left foot down beside it. From here, let's draw the knees in towards the chest. We'll take the hands to the backs of the knees, and we'll start to rock and roll along the length of the spine, making our way all the way up to a seated pose. Pausing if you can in boat pose, balancing on the sitting bones. Bending the knees to around 90 degrees, pointing the toes forwards or straight up towards the ceiling. We'll have the spine long and tall, neck and head in line with the rest of the spine, shoulders drop down and back so the chest is leaning forward. You can continue to hold on to the backs of your legs, or if you're comfortable in your balance and you're feeling strong through your core, you might release your hands out to the sides, palms facing up, fingertips reaching forwards. And take a nice deep breath in to lengthen, press down through the sitting bones. And then exhale, lower just a little bit, straighten out the legs, straighten out the body. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, lower down. 2 more. And coming up one last time, and we'll make our way into a seated position, releasing the arms down, releasing the legs down, finding whatever position is comfortable for you. Take a moment here to warm up through the shoulders, lifting shoulders up to the ears, and then squeezing them together, drawing them down the back. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, squeeze and lower. Taking your time, matching movement with breath, and focusing on the space between the shoulder blades. Noticing how it feels. And then we'll change directions. Still lifting up on the inhale, but then rolling the shoulders forward, spreading shoulder blades wide on the exhale. Bringing the arms back to stillness. Let's plant the left hand down, extend the right arm up and over towards the left side. As we inhale, reaching those fingertips up, and as we exhale, hinging at the hips and folding sideways. Staying heavy through the right hip and rolling the right shoulder back so the shoulders are in line with both hips. You can either look down towards your left fingertips or up towards the ceiling, whatever feels better for your neck. And as we inhale, we'll lengthen up. As we exhale, we'll hinge over, going just as far as is comfortable for you. Good, let's switch. We'll come all the way back up. And then drop the right hand down, extend the left arm up and over, getting heavier through the left hip, lengthening up with the left fingertips, and then gradually folding over towards the right. Choosing your gaze, either looking down or looking up towards the ceiling. Breathing in to lift up and breathing out to fold. And let's release. We'll come all the way back up and we'll make our way into a tabletop position. Coming onto our hands and our knees. Allowing the knees to stack under the hips and hands to stack under the shoulders. Let's spread the fingers nice and wide and press down through the tips of the fingers. Tops of the feet can be flat on the floor, or you can tuck your toes under, whatever you prefer. We'll move through a few rounds of cat and cow. As we inhale, lowering the belly, drawing shoulders back and looking forward. And then as we exhale, rounding the spine, spreading the shoulders and looking back to the knees. Using each inhale to lengthen the front of the body. And each exhale to lengthen the back of the body. Finding a rhythm that works for you, matching your movement with your breath. And we'll bring it back to stillness. From here, we'll keep the knees about hip distance apart, maybe a little wider. We'll keep the hips lifted. And then we'll start to lower the chest and forehead down towards the mat, walking the arms out in front of us. Coming into extended puppy pose, keeping the arms as straight as you comfortably can. Feeling free to bend through the elbows if it's not comfortable to have the arms straight. As we inhale here, let's reach fingertips away from tailbone. And as we exhale, let's soften chest and forehead down towards the ground. Inhale, lengthening the body, and exhale, soften. And let's walk the hands all the way back up towards the body. From here, let's step the right foot up in between the hands. We'll stack the right knee over the right ankle and we'll slide the left knee back to find a place where we start to feel a stretch along the front of the left hip, maybe through the right hamstrings. You can stay here, or if you'd like, you can come into a twist, bringing your left hand inside of your right foot, and then extending the right arm up towards the ceiling, reaching back behind you, and allowing your gaze to follow that right hand. As we inhale, we'll reach up. And as we exhale, we'll sink the hips down. Good, let's release that hand all the way back down. I'll take the left hand wide. Let's tuck the left toes under, lift the left knee up. And we'll step the left foot forward to meet the right, coming into a forward fold. Allow the knees to bend so that the belly can rest on the thighs, head hangs heavy. You can choose to hold on to opposite elbows or wrap the backs of your arms around your legs. Take one or two slow, deep inhales here. Nodding the head yes or shaking the head no. And then we'll bring the hands back down onto the ground and we'll step the right foot back pretty far, dropping the right knee down and untucking the right toes. We'll check in and see if the left knee is stacked over the left ankle. If it's not, you can adjust it. You can adjust the distance between your legs again to find a comfortable stretch along the front of the right hip or through the left hamstrings. And once you've found that place that works for you, you can choose to settle in there, or you might come into a twist, bringing your right hand just inside your left foot and then reaching that left hand up. As we inhale, we'll lengthen the spine and lift the left hand. And as we exhale, we'll root down, soften the hips down. Good, let's release that left hand back down. We'll take the right hand wide, tuck the right toes under, lift the right knee up, and we'll step the left foot back this time, coming into downward facing dog. Allowing the feet to be around hip distance apart. You can choose if you want to pedal out through the feet, bending knees and bending ankles. We'll press the floor away, grounding down through all the fingertips and the thumbs. Letting the tailbone up and back. Take a nice deep breath in. And then as we exhale, we'll start to walk towards the top of the mat, coming into a forward fold once again. From here, we'll inhale to half back, straightening the legs, straightening the spine, looking straight down towards the floor, lengthening tailbone back, crown of the head forward. And then as we exhale, we'll fold forward. Let's inhale, coming all the way up, extending the arms up overhead, and then exhaling, drawing hands down to heart center. As we inhale, let's reach up. Feel free to take a little bit of a back bend if you want, looking up towards the ceiling. We'll exhale, folding forward, coming into Uttanasana. As we inhale, we'll come to half back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, we'll plant the hands down, step back to downward facing dog. As we inhale, let's bend the knees and look forward. As we exhale, let's walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat. We'll inhale for Ardha Uttanasana, half back. And exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. Again, feel free to take a little back bend if you want. And exhale, hands down to heart center. We'll do that again, inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, bending the knees and folding. Inhaling for half back. Exhaling to fold, planting hands, stepping back, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale for half back. Exhale to fold. And then inhale, coming all the way up. Exhaling, palms down to heart center. We'll do one more like that. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, bending the knees and folding. Inhaling for half back. Exhaling to fold, planting hands, stepping back, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees and look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale for half back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Rise up, reach up. Exhale, hands down to heart center. We'll change it up a little bit now. Let's inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale for half back. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back behind us. We'll inhale, reaching up, coming into a high lunge, pressing back through the right heel, reaching up through the hands. We'll exhale, dropping the hands down to the mat, and step the left foot back to meet the right. As we inhale, let's look forward. As we exhale, let's step the right foot up. We'll inhale up to high lunge once again. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step the left foot forward, forward fold. We'll inhale for half back. Exhale to fold. And inhale, rise up. Come all the way up. Allowing the exhale to draw hands down to heart center. Let's do the other side. We'll inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhaling for half back. Exhaling, planting the hands, stepping the left foot back behind us. We'll inhale up to high lunge. Exhale, hands down to the mat, step back. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, left foot steps up. We'll inhale, coming up, rise up. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Stepping right foot forward. We'll inhale for half back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhaling, hands down to heart center. Adding an option here. Let's inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. We'll inhale for half back. Exhaling, planting hands, stepping right foot back behind us. We'll inhale, coming all the way up, high lunge. Exhale, hands down to the mat, step back. Option here, inhale, lift the right foot up behind you. Exhale, step that right foot forward. Inhale, lift both arms up, high lunge. Exhale, hands down to the mat, step forward. Inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands down to the heart. The other side, let's inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Let's inhale for half back. Exhale to fold, step the left foot back. We'll inhale, rise up. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. Option to inhale, lift the left foot up. Exhale, step left foot forward. We'll inhale, rise up, high lunge. Exhale, hands down to the mat, step forward. Inhaling for half back. We'll exhale to fold. We'll inhale, rise all the way up. Palms meet up overhead, and we'll exhale, hands down to heart center. Let's pause for a moment in our mountain pose. Grounding down through both feet. Lengthening up through the crown of the head. Let's loop the shoulders up, back and down. And either extend the fingers wide or draw them together so there's some energy through the palms. As we inhale, we'll lengthen up, lifting up through the crown of the head. And as we exhale, we'll press down through the ball of the foot and the heel, rooting down through both feet. We're going to move through a similar sequence, but we're going to start to change it up. Instead of a high lunge every time, we'll move through some of the warriors as well. When you're ready, we'll inhale, reaching both hands up. Exhaling, we'll bend the knees and fold. Inhaling for half back. Exhaling to fold, we'll step the right foot back. This time we'll plant the heel down, point the toes towards the top right hand corner of the mat. We'll come into warrior one stance. Left knee stacks over left ankle, hips and shoulders square to the front of the room, and we'll inhale, coming all the way up. Feeling maybe a little bit of a stretch along the back of your calf, up the back of your leg on the right side. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower the hands back down. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift that right foot up behind us. As we exhale, we'll step forward, high lunge this time. Inhaling, reaching both hands up. Exhaling, hands down to the mat, stepping forward with the left foot. We'll inhale for half back. Exhale to fold. And inhale, rise all the way up. Palms meet up overhead, and we'll exhale those hands down to heart center. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, folding. Inhaling for half back. Exhaling, stepping left foot back. Again, warrior one stance, heels planted, left toes point towards top left corner of the mat. We'll inhale, rise all the way up. Press down through the outer edge of the left foot. Let's exhale, release hands down to the mat. We'll step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, option to lift left leg up behind us. Exhaling, stepping that left foot through. We'll inhale, rising all the way up, high lunge. Exhale, hands down to the mat, and stepping the right foot forward. We'll inhale for half back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, folding. Inhale, half back. Exhale to fold. Step back, warrior one, legs again. Inhale, rise all the way up. From here, let's exhale, hands back down behind the back. We'll inhale, press the chest forward. Exhale, hinge over the left leg, lifting those hands up behind us. Pausing here for one inhale and one exhale. And then we'll inhale, draw the knuckles back, come all the way up. Exhale, hands down to the mat. We'll step back, downward facing dog. From here, inhaling, maybe lifting right foot up behind us. We'll exhale forward into a lunge. Inhale, rise up to high lunge. Exhale, hands down to the mat, stepping forward. Inhale for half back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhaling, hands down to heart center. Same on the other side. We'll inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhaling for half back. Exhaling, folding, stepping the left foot back, warrior one stance. We'll inhale, coming all the way up, warrior one. Let's exhale those hands back behind us. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, draw the palms back, draw the chest forward. And then exhale, fold over the right leg, lifting those knuckles up high. We'll take one inhale and one exhale here. And then we'll inhale, drawing those knuckles back behind us, releasing the arms up overhead. Exhaling, we'll drop the hands down to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Inhaling, lifting left foot up behind us. Exhaling, stepping that left foot forward. Inhaling all the way up, high lunge. Let's exhale, hands down to the mat, step forward, Uttanasana. We'll inhale for half back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands down to heart center. Excuse me. Changing it up a little bit again. Let's inhale, lifting the hands. Exhaling, bending the knees and folding. We'll inhale for half back. Exhale to fold. Let's step the right foot back, this time turning the toes open to the side, setting up for warrior two. So the outer edge of the right foot is parallel with the back of the mat. Left knee is bending over left ankle. As we inhale, let's sweep the right arm back behind us, coming up into warrior two. Good, let's inhale for exalted warrior, dropping right hand, lifting left hand. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, warrior two. And one more. Inhale, reach up. Lengthen the left side of the body. And exhale, let's windmill those hands down. Turn the left toes forward and step back, downward facing dog. Let's inhale, lift the left foot up behind us. Exhale, step that left foot forward. Inhaling, coming up, high lunge. Exhaling, hands down to the mat, stepping left foot up. We'll inhale for Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhaling, hands down to heart center. All right, other side. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, bending the knees and folding. Let's inhale for half back. Exhaling, folding. Stepping the left foot back, warrior two stance. Toes turn open to the side, outer edge of the foot plants down on the mat. As we inhale, let's sweep the left arm up and back, extending the right arm out in front of us, coming into warrior two. From here, we'll inhale, dropping left hand, reaching right hand high for exalted warrior. And exhale, back to warrior two. Inhaling, exalted warrior. Exhaling, warrior two. And last one, inhaling, reaching high, lengthening the right side. Exhaling, we'll windmill those hands down. Turn the left toes forward, step back, downward facing dog. Let's inhale, lifting the left foot up behind us. Exhaling, stepping the left foot forward. Inhale, come up, high lunge. Exhaling, planting the hands, stepping the right foot forward to meet the left. We'll inhale for half back. Exhale to fold. And inhale, rise all the way up. Exhaling, hands down to heart center. So release the hands down at the sides and pause in our mountain pose. Making it again a really active mountain pose. Rooting down through the feet. Lengthening up through the crown of the head. Finding energy through the arms and the hands. Checking in on your breathing. Noticing the beating of your heart. And from here, let's bring our hands onto our hips and we'll start to shift our weight over into our left foot, bringing a little bit of a bend into that left knee. Take a moment to find something in front of you that you can focus your gaze on that's not moving. And then allow your gaze to soften. This is known as drishti. Once you've found that focal point and you can feel your weight heavy in your left foot, start to get lighter on the left toes, maybe sliding those left toes back behind you slightly. So just the tip of the toe is resting on the floor. This might be where you want to stay. If you're feeling unsteady in your balance, or if you're content where you are, feeling free to stay there. You also have the option to come near a wall or a piece of furniture if you prefer to have some extra support, placing one of your hands down on either a wall or a piece of furniture. If you feel like you'd like to move deeper, you can release your right hand down and reach for the outer edge of your right foot or right ankle. You might notice that your right knee swings out to the side as you make that reach. Draw it right back in so it's in line with the left leg. We want our legs to stay parallel in this position. Taking a moment to notice a little bit of a stretch along the front of the right hip perhaps. Maybe through the front of the shoulder on the right side. Choosing if this is where you want to stay. If you're already feeling the intensity, you're welcome to do so. And the amount of the pose is still the pose. If you'd like to move deeper, you can extend your left arm out in front of you and then start to kick your right foot back behind you, pressing the foot into the hand and leaning forward as you lower your left hand down. As you inhale, lengthening the body. As you exhale, kicking back. Good, 3, 2, 1. Let's release. And take a moment to roll through wrists and roll through ankles. And then we'll come back to our mountain pose, finding equal grounding through both feet. Bring our hands onto our hips. And start to shift our weight over into our right foot, bending slightly through the right knee. And then find that drishti, find that thing to gaze at. Allow your attention to be focused on that one thing. Allow your breath to slow. And start to slide your left foot back until just the top of the toe is touching the floor. Maybe choosing to stay here. Or maybe releasing the left hand and reaching for the outer edge of the left ankle. Drawing the left knee back in towards the right. And pressing the left hip forward. Taking a moment to decide, maybe this is where you want to stay. Or maybe you'd like to move further by releasing the right arm out in front of you. And then at the same rate, pressing the left foot back into the left hand and leaning forward, allowing that right hand to drop down. Breathing slow and steady. And kicking back for 3, 2, 1. Let's release, coming all the way back up. Take a moment to roll through wrists and roll through ankles. Make our way back to the top of our mats. From here, let's inhale, reaching both hands up. Exhale, bending the knees and folding. Let's inhale for half back. Exhale, plant the hands. We'll step the left foot back behind us, toes point forwards. We'll drop the right knee down, untuck the right toes. Come into a low lunge. Again, letting the hips settle down and back. Moving the feet further apart if you need to, or closer together, finding a stretch that feels comfortable for you. And then from here, we'll start to heel toe the left foot over towards the right wrist, letting the left knee come down behind the left wrist. We'll keep those left toes flexed, drawing back towards the shin. And then again, adjust the right knee if you need to, sliding it further forward or further back. Look back to your right toes and see that they're pointing straight back, so your heel is stacking over your ankle instead of dropping it to the side. You can stay upright, resting on your hands, or you can bring yourself down onto your elbows, or even further. You can also choose to support your upper body by bringing a cushion or blocks or books in front of you, resting your elbows on that. And if the full pigeon pose is uncomfortable for you, you can roll over onto your left hip and draw your right knee forward to find a position that does feel good for you. We want just a little bit of a stretch along the outer left hip here. Choosing whatever variation works for you this morning, and then allowing yourself to soften into it. Taking a few slow, steady breaths in and out. Being mindful of that sensation in the left hip. If it becomes more intense, feeling free to adjust, either making the pose less intense or coming out of it entirely. Let's take 3 more slow, deep breaths. And then whenever you finish your 3 deep breaths, we'll bring our hands back underneath of our shoulders. If you slid the right knee back, slide it forward a little bit so you can tuck those right toes under. And we'll step back to downward facing dog. From here on an inhale, let's lift the right foot up behind us. As we exhale, we'll step that right foot up, coming into a lunge. And then we'll inhale, lifting both hands up overhead for high lunge. Let's exhale, drop those hands down, step the left foot forward. We'll inhale for half back. Exhale to fold. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Exhaling, hands down to heart center. Let's do the other side, inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, bending the knees and folding. We'll inhale for half back. Exhale, fold. Step the left foot back behind us pretty far. Toes stay pointing forwards. We'll drop the left knee down and then untuck the left toes. Finding a distance between the right foot and left knee that's comfortable for you. Maybe there's a little bit of a stretch along the front of the left hip. And then when you found that position, we'll start to heel toe the right foot over towards the left wrist. Once you reach the left wrist, allow the right knee to come down behind the right wrist. And we'll keep a flex in that right ankle so the toes are drawing back towards the shin. Again, here we want to find a position that feels stable. So if you need to slide your left knee a little further back, you can do that. You also have the option to roll over onto your right hip and draw your left knee forward. We want a manageable amount of tension in the in the right hip, and certainly no pain. So if you are feeling any pain there, you want to take a more gentle variation, please do so. Let's take a moment to look back at the left foot. Again, we want the heel stacking over the ankle so the toes are pointing straight back. And then you can either stay upright, resting on your hands, or you can come down onto your elbows or onto some other kind of support. If you have a cushion or something handy, you're welcome to that. Take a moment to get settled into whatever position we've chosen. Check in, see if you need to adjust at all. And then we'll focus on the breath. I always find it helpful in this position to imagine as I'm inhaling, I can draw the fresh oxygen from the breath directly into the area where I feel tightness. And as I exhale, release a little bit of that tightness with the breath. Inhaling, feeling the energy enter the body. And exhaling, feeling the tightness exit. And when you're ready, we'll plant the hands underneath of the shoulders once again. If you slid your left leg back, sliding it forward so you can tuck the toes under and lift back into downward facing dog. From here, we'll inhale, maybe lifting the left foot up behind us. As we exhale, we'll step that left foot forward. We'll inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands back down to the mat. Stepping the right foot forward to meet the left. We'll inhale for half back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reach all the way up overhead, coming up to standing. And then drawing the hands down to heart center. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, knees and fold. Inhale for half back. Exhale, fold. This time we'll step back, downward facing dog. And then we'll lower our knees down onto the ground about mat distance apart. Let the big toes connect, and we'll sit the hips back onto the heels, coming into a child's pose. Allowing the upper body to recline down. Allowing the arms to relax. You can even bend your elbows to 90 degrees so you can rest your forehead on the backs of your hands if you'd like. And we'll focus here on settling the hips down and back. And breathing into the back of the rib cage, feeling those ribs expanding as you inhale. And softening as you exhale. Each time you inhale, creating a little bit of space in the body as the ribcage expands. And each time you exhale, finding some softness, letting those hips sink down, letting the upper body release. Take one or two more slow breaths here. If you are completely comfortable where you are, you can stay there. If not, we'll start to rise up and we'll make a choice about what our final resting pose would be. So some options are the child's pose if you're comfortable there. You could choose a seated meditation. You could choose Shavasana, laying on your back, allowing yourself to spread out on your mat and taking up a lot of space. Really any position that allows you to feel connected with the ground and that allows you to release tension from your muscles. Taking a moment to choose whatever shape that's going to be for you. Allowing yourself to settle into each and every one of those points of support, every place where your body touches down. You can choose if you'd like to close your eyes or let your gaze soften. Or release the muscles of the forehead and the jaw, relaxing the jaw open, letting the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth and allowing the upper and lower teeth to separate from one another. Let's soften the shoulders, down the back, and allow the arms to get really heavy. And continue to work your way down the length of your body, checking in at joints and muscles where you know that you normally carry tension. And imagine those areas softening a little bit. Allow yourself to get even heavier on the mat. Gradually settling down, down, down. And if you have been focusing on breath, you can let go. Giving yourself some time here to rest and to just be. No need to do anything. Allowing your body to integrate the practice. Allowing your mind to rest. And with that starting to move, let's bring some awareness back into the body. Noticing where your fingers and toes are in space. Noticing if they're supported by anything. Noticing how they feel. And then with your attention focused on either your hands or your feet, start to invite some small movement back into the body. Really noticing how that movement feels for you. Maybe shifting your attention to whichever part you didn't choose first, and noticing how that movement's feeling. And we'll start to circle wrists and ankles if that's available in the position you've chosen. Maybe turning your head from side to side. And when you feel ready, coming back to stillness. If you are laying on your back, taking a moment to draw your knees into your chest and roll over onto one side. If you're in child's pose, doing the same, rolling over onto one side of the body or the other. And then together we'll meet in a seated position. Whatever seated position you find most comfortable. Allowing the weight to be equally distributed from left to right. Rooting down through the sitting bones and lengthening the spine, sitting up tall. We'll bring our hands together in front of our hearts. And from the light that shines within me to the light that shines within you. Namaste.